I just read a novel. It's called Love and Other Thought Experiments by Sophie Ward. Sophie Ward is a British novelist. This is her first novel. There is a second, and I read about her in The Guardian, talking about this second novel just like last week. So I thought, hey, wow, she sounds kind of interesting. So I got this from the library, and I thought it was really good actually, and kind of wild. And what goes on is it's about a lesbian couple, Eliza, and Rachel. And Rachel is concerned that she sees ants walking across the floor in their house, and she thinks that ants are going to bite her, or that an ant did bite her, and actually, an ant has gone in through her eye into her brain. And we hear from the ant later. So it has all this kind of wild stuff going on in it. It's sort of a science fiction novel, really. And the first half is more like a sort of domestic story of this couple who have a child with that involves another couple. I think Hal and Greg. Hal is the contributor for the sperm, and Rachel carries the fetus and has the baby, who is named Arthur. So it becomes Arthur's story later on, and it's all quite crazy. And I had no idea what was going on. I read it. I went into it and read it very, very cold, not knowing what it was going to be. And I thought, it has all these references at the end to other reading chapter. Epigraph sources and books mentioned by chapter, and it's all this kind of heavy stuff. William Blake and the Brontes, and all this stuff that's kind of over my head. I'm kind of a mainstream. Um, I'm kind of a mid-brow sort of a reader, as maybe you know if you watch my channel. But that didn't matter because the story was really good, and I just sort of went with it, and I didn't pull back I didn't go, oh, wait a minute, what's this all about? Why am I, and I have to try to understand this and everything. I just went along with the story and had a very enjoyable time reading it and a thoughtful time reading it. Love and Other Thought Experiments. Yeah, I did have some thought experiments about the whole thing. How everything is really kind of a dream, our lives. So I think I want to say here that spoiler alert, because maybe I knew this much to begin with when I first read the novel, and it was fun for me that it went where it went. And so spoiler alert. If you want to read the novel and you don't want it to be spoiled, I'm not going to spoil it that much, but I'm going to do some spoiling, I think, because as it goes on, it turns into like a Stanislaw Lem novel. It's so wild and futuristic in its last part, in that we meet Arthur as a grown up. Rachel has died of a tumor in her brain. We meet the ant, and the ant that talks about its life inside her head. It goes into um, artificial intelligence and computer life and simulation, and all that is really quite interesting. And as things go on in my life, I wonder myself, is it all kind of a simulation, and all the memories of the past kind of merge with now, and everything is just kind of getting more distant and more strange and abstract, and how life is, like now with this more war and stuff going on, how everything is just so pumped up and harsh and horrible, and at the same time kind of dreamlike and unreal and happening somewhere over there, some story that we're reading. And it's all just quite bizarre, and that's what was going on while I'm reading this book, and so it kind of converged in my brain and became a piece of now, which was really kind of marvelous. I'm glad I did turn into reading this book right now, as I turn away from watching all the alternative news talk about what's going on in the real world, and went into this really dreamlike novel where characters are kind of putting together who they are and what they were and why mother is still alive when she wasn't, and all this kind of material. So I think that's where I'll leave it. Love and Other Thought Experiments, a novel by Sophie Ward, and yeah, it was. I thought it was really good. So if you want to read that, you can read it. We'll talk to you later.